What is good, guys? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to show you guys how to make your drums knock and stand out in the mix. This is probably one of the most important videos I've made, as your drums are, half of your beats, but if your drums don't knock, I don't care how good your melody sounds or whatever, your beat's just not going to be very good. Artists aren't going to want to get on it, people aren't going to want to buy your beats. And so in today's video I'm going to show you guys 4 super easy things that you can do to make your drums cut through any mix, really stand out, and it's just gonna kind of change your beats forever. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so before we even get into FL Studio or whatever DAW you're using, first thing that you need to make sure you're doing is that you're using high quality sounds. So if your drums and your 808s sound like they're, shooting blanks, then what I show you guys here today will help your drums sound better. But at the end of the day, if the samples you're using are trash, then there's really, only so much you can do. However, I do have a new drum kit that just dropped. It's called the Only Drum Kit. So I've been using it in all of my past tutorials as of recently. It's the only drum kit that I use. You can use it for any kind of beats. And if you go to the description right now and sign up on my website, I'll send you a fat discount. I also have a free version on my site as well that you can go ahead and test out. Let's throw these headphones on now and actually get into FL Studios. Alright, so step number 2, and this is one that's probably the most common, and this is a very easy, quick fix on how to make your drums knock and hit a bit harder in your mix, and that's just leveling. And if you don't know what leveling is, that's just turning stuff down, like turning the volume of different sounds up or down. Alright, so right here I have an unleveled beat, except for this, but I turn this up intentionally just so I can kind of provide a better example. So I'm just going to play this, and then I'm going to tell you what's wrong with it and how you can level your own beats to make sure that your drums stick out in the mix and, knock, which is obviously the purpose of this video. So it's good I'm doing that, right? You might have noticed that this loop right here that I made is way too loud. Like, it's overpowering the drums. It almost sounds like the loudest part of the beat. This is probably the most common mistake that I see with producers, is they'll make their melodies or their loops the loudest part of their beat when it really should be the 808 and the kick, as that's the driving force in the beat. And well, with this beat, there's a lot of vocals and stuff like that in the melodies, and if this was the loudest part in the beat and louder than the drums, if an artist got on there, where are they going to fit in? So you want to make sure that your melody is not as loud as your drums, and it's kind of more so sitting in the background. The next thing, and this isn't really a leveling thing, but I like to make sure that my kick and my 808 are in mono, so they're, straight down the center of the mix, and I've just found that this makes them hit a lot harder. Yeah, let's just go through and level this, and I'll tell you kind of what I'm doing as I do it. First things first, let's turn down this vocal. Already the drums are hitting a lot harder. Easy fix right there. Next, the loudest part of your beat, as I mentioned, should be the kick. So I'm going to turn down the 808 a little bit and the rest of the drum sounds as well. This hi-hat is way too loud. I kind of like it sitting in the background a little bit more, but not too quiet, as it does kind of create a nice bounce. But you kind of just have to listen for the perfect spot for it. Next, don't be afraid to put like your main snare hitting kind of loud, especially in like trap beats and like hip hop type beats. It's usually pretty loud. Supporting drums, which are these ones right here. So this drum sound and this rim, I want that to be a little bit quieter, but it's kind of all personal preference. So that is sounding a lot better now, and all we had to do was, tweak the volume for a few things. So that is a free and easy way to, make your drums knock a bit more. But that's only step 2. So we got, 2 more steps. All right, so next tip, and this one, it might seem a little bit complex as we're gonna be using compression, but, relax, it's fine. This is pretty easy. I'm gonna show you guys a really quick and easy method to use, and then you can go ahead and use this on your own beats as well. But this is going to make a big difference. You might already be thinking that this sounds good now and that it can't knock any more than it is already, but it can. I'm about to show you. All right, so first step, we're gonna go here, right click, go up to rename, and we're gonna name it bus. And we're gonna make it yellow. You don't have to make it yellow, but it's a bus, so Wish I could make it. Man, FL really has the shittiest colors, low-key. Can I just get a nice yellow? School bus yellow? Nope, I can't. It's khaki. Then all you're gonna do is go find your drums, select all these bad boys right here, just your drums, and then you're gonna right click here and then click route to this track only. You want to make sure you're selecting route to this track only, otherwise it's going to just be playing all your drums like twice, and it'll make them sound louder and they might hit harder, but that's not what we're trying to do here. So next, once you have that done, all you're gonna do is go up here, and you can really use whatever compressor that you want. You can use Fruity compressor and just play with the settings there. I personally like this compressor right here, which is SSL Comp Stereo, and this is, you can get this on Waves or whatever, but Fruity compressor is fine. I just think this sounds a little bit better, and it's the one I use, so I'm gonna show you with this one. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna compress the drums. And when you compress the drums, it kind of like pushes them all together, and it's just gonna hit harder. In the simplest terms, it's just gonna hit harder, and you're gonna notice a real difference, especially if you're wearing headphones or speakers. All we're gonna do right here is you can keep the threshold the same. So this one is around 9. You will have to play with this based on how it sounds, but I already used this, so I know it's just gonna be right here at 3. Then you're gonna put the attack all the way up to 30 milliseconds. And then you're going to turn the release down all the way to 0.1 second. So it's a very quick release. And then you're just going to want the ratio. I got it set to 4:1. And then this right here, which I'm not using at all. So just these settings should be fine. But let me just show you the difference right now. All right, and then I'm just going to turn this down a little bit because I already did this and tested it. So I know that I'm just going to have to turn this down, as this is going to be going over 0 dB, and I always like to leave a little bit of headroom, so I make sure nothing is going over 0 dB, even if I'm using a soft clipper or a limiter on the master. All right, so let me show you guys how it sounds without the compressor on it. And now let me add it. Without. Now with. And if you're on like a cell phone or something like that, honestly you might hear the difference, but headphones, speakers, you'll hear a significant difference. The fourth tip, and this is another easy one, you can just use stock plugins for this as well, and that is, let me move this down, and all you're gonna do is throw on some distortion on this drum bus. But you have to be really careful. You don't want a ton of distortion, or maybe you do, but let's just go to, which one do I want to use? Fruity fast distortion. This one will work. So here's how it would just sound if I didn't change any of the settings. Sorry for your ears. But all you have to do is just turn down the threshold right here, and then play with this mix knob, and it'll make your drums knock more. Alright, so I'm turned off now. Alright, and maybe you might even think this is, yo, Dillon, this is too hard. These drums are knocking too hard. Well, you can just turn down these settings a little bit. Play with these knobs over here. Turn it down. Not use the fruity distortion. Turn your 808 down. Turn your kick down. It's really up to you, but this is how I like my drums. I like them super heavy, super hard. That's just my style. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hey guys, so I'm now just sitting on my porch. It's been a fun past few weeks. I've been pretty busy, so I've really had to grind to get these last couple of videos out, but I think my busiest days are starting to become like behind me. So this week, expect 2 more additional videos. I'm gonna start trying to put out 3 videos per week. Hopefully one of these videos, you know, really it just all depends on how much people like them and enjoy them, where I'm going into other things other than just specific tutorials. I've noticed that tutorials seem to be what people want the most of, so I've been trying to do more of those. But aside from that, and aside from making YouTube videos, I've kind of just been focusing my time right now, but I do have free time on kind of building my brands, kind of, I guess, my producing business. That's why I have like the drum kit, and I've been, you know, telling you guys about it. One, because I think it's an awesome drum kit. Like, I really do use it for all of my beats. I don't use anybody else's drums because I believe in the kit. I spent a lot of time on it, and I just think it's really good. Second, in terms of like building a brand, I think that's important for not just me, but all of you guys as well. As you know, there's like thousands of producers that are really good, so I've been really trying to focus on, you know, how am I going to differentiate myself from everyone else? And I think like the most important thing is obviously, you know, be yourself, but also like, you know, you want to present yourself in like a good way that, you know, shows the best version of you as well. So that's what I've been working on. Got a new song that'll probably drop 2 weeks from now. Just made a lot of progress this weekend on it. Really been focusing a lot on mixing and mastering it. So maybe once that comes out, I'll do a tutorial on that, as I feel like it kind of took my production to new heights. But yeah, that's just a little update with me. Hope you guys are all doing well. As always, you know, feel free to hit me up on Instagram. Just Dillon XO on Instagram if you have any questions or anything like that. I will make sure that I get back to you within a couple of days. And yeah, thank you guys for watching today's video. I think I'll just end it right here, but I will see you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Peace.